What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Taylor James Lifestyle Show. Today, I got things on a piece of paper to talk about. Whoops. But, yes, we do have a few things on the agenda to speak about today. I'll give you a little hint. We're going to talk about masculinity. A lot of people out there giving their opinions and all their advice on what to them it means to be masculine. And I believe there's a lot of false information going out there, maybe a lot of things that are that incentivize purchase of certain products that are tied to certain people and things like that. And I'm going to break it down just from my perspective what it means to be masculine. I'm not asking for you to buy my shit or, buy my course on being a masculine man. I think it's way simpler than a lot of people make it out to be. But before we get into that, I am liking doing these reviews of like weed products from the dispensary that I go to. And I had something the other day that was fucking phenomenal. So we're going to talk about it. Oh, that reminds me. I'm about 85% into my liquid edible that I just ate. So things might get a little weird later. But next week we'll talk about what I make or how I make these weed drinks. Pretty cost effective, fun little option. So next week we'll talk about the edible I'm eating tonight. And then tonight we're going to talk about the edible I ate this weekend. So the edible I ate this weekend is a product from Lady Grey. That's the label. It is a white chocolate raspberry. And I was actually just in the weed store today talking to him because I have become pretty good friends with the people that work there, and I'm always in there. It's right down the road from my house. And so, they'll be like, hey, try the new one and let us know what you think. And I was in there today telling them how fucking phenomenal I think that one is. I think it's probably the best tasting edible that I've ever had. No hints of fucking THC or weed. Like, you couldn't taste it. Basically, 70 calories. I mean, it's a fucking phenomenal piece of chocolate. And I do like how they have the facts on the back there so you can break it down. I don't remember seeing that on a lot of edibles. But for those of you guys trying to, count macros and shit like that or just eat pretty conscientiously, it has calories on there. 1 bar is a serving size. So, oh, wait, never mind. My bad. It's 1 square is a serving size. So essentially there's 700 calories in that chocolate bar. I didn't eat the whole thing myself, but again, these are from Lady Grey. That's the packaging. Pretty cool packaging. The weed store that I get them from is Alaska Original on the corner of Hollywood and Vine. And yeah, they do you good. They treat me really well. And everybody else that goes in there loves it. So yeah, check out the Lady Grey products. They have a s'mores chocolate bar. They got peanut butter chocolate, mint chocolate. I think they came out with one, maybe like, I don't remember. It was a special holiday one, I believe, a while back that was like maybe strawberry or something. But real good products. Yeah, it was a super good body high. I just relaxed when I took it. Typically when I eat edibles, I just relax. Maybe work on the computer. I'm typically in for the night though, especially when it comes to edibles. Don't be out trying to drive around after eating a chocolate bar. At least I don't. But yeah, so that's my weed review. Oh, it's gluten free and soy free. For those of you that were curious. Anyways, good stuff. Good stuff. I'm going to be right back. Sorry about that. Okay. Yeah, so we got the weed review done. I guess I should score it. I don't know if I scored the last review that I did on that OMFG, but I'm going to call this, I'm going to probably have to say 9.5 out of 10. I think the only thing that would have made it better is if there was accidentally more weed in it. That would have been cool. But super fucking tasty. I mean, on a taste scale, 10 out of 10 for sure. But yeah, super fucking good. They're going to have to put me in another dimension to get a 10 out of 10 from me. So that got close, though. Anyways, so what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is masculinity. And just kind of, I guess, what it means to me to be a man. In this world that we live in where there's so many questions, so many ways to do shit, so many opinions that you can hear contrary to each other. There's so much information in the world. And so my thought was maybe I'll just put a little more information in the world. So that's what we're going to get into. Basically, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine a couple weeks ago, and it really, really resonated with me. I mean, a couple weeks later, I'm still thinking about it, and I'm writing notes on paper about it. It's that in my mind, right? And so the conversation between me and this fellow, my bro, my dog, one of my OG broskies, so I don't have kids. This guy, a little bit older than me, I think 3 years older than me, but like almost like a big brother. Looked up to him. We basically met on the drilling rigs. He was a couple years into it when I started, and he kind of took me under his wing, being the other young guy there, and we became really, really good friends. And he's always been somebody that I kind of look up to. That's always kind of been our dynamic. He's a really good dude, and he's always just been one of the best, like morally and ethical. Like he's just been such a good man, like a good person. He has like, a code that he sticks by and lives by, and I just respect the hell out of him. It's an honor to be his friend, even, you know what I mean? Because I think a lot of people take it for granted, and sometimes even in a work atmosphere may even think that it's somebody being an asshole because they are saying no or something along those lines. But really, it's just that's the person that has enough sack to fucking say no when it needs to be said no. Because that's not right, you know what I mean? That's not the right way to do it. Let's start over and do it the right way. He's always been a big influence on me throughout pretty much my adult life, and so we have conversations. We have conversations a lot. Where a lot of times we're smoking and we're just kind of talking about life, and just and if you couldn't tell, I love to do that. I like to get baked and reflect and think and just imagine, be creative, things like that. And so we're having a conversation about life. Like I said, I don't have kids. He but within the last couple of years had another child, so he has two now. And to spend time around him, having known him since he was, in his early 20s, and I was in my late teens at that point, and to see the progression and to see him grow, it has always, every time I'm there, it just never ceases to amaze me. I don't know, the beautiful, just the beauty, I guess, behind seeing your friend become a father. I have another friend, one of my best friends. His baby isn't even a year old yet, and it's the most amazing thing to see their lives change, and to see. It's just so beautiful to me. And maybe I'm I don't know, maybe I'm weird for that or whatever, but it's to know, where we come from, or to know the history behind somebody, and to see them grow in life. It's always been something that's really made me happy to see, especially the people you love and care about. And I consider my friends, people that I love and care about. And it's fucking awesome to see that. And so my friend and I were talking one day, and I was kind of telling him, like, what I'm seeing, like, to see it from my perspective. It's so beautiful, to see you and your family grow, and to just see the man that you've become. And he said something to me. He said, we were having a kind of a sub conversation, but he said that he always tries to be to prioritize things in life this way. The top three things. Man, that edible might be kicking in already. You're in for a treat. Just kidding. I was going to say ride, but then I said treat. I don't know. We're in for a treat ride. Anyways, so my friend is explaining to me in a very simple way, what kind of his code for being a man. And it was just three things, but they really resonate with me. And again, it's kind of a prioritization list as far as energy output, or priorities just in general. And it goes family, friends, self. And I thought that was the coolest, simplest thing to essentially sum up kind of being masculine in a way. I mean, that's not all I have to say about it, but it really put it into perspective for me. And, in his case, he's got a family that he's got to prioritize and provide for. And so he puts them first, and then he puts his friends second, and then he puts himself last. And I think there's a lot to be said for that. He is a man of service. And I try to be more a man of service every day. Every day I work harder to be a better man of service. And my friend is a prime example of that, and I look up to him for those reasons. The ability to put yourself last, and to make yourself uncomfortable for the betterment of others, I think that is masculine. I think that is what a big part of being a man is. Doggies. I think being a man is providing for everybody but yourself first, I think that's the most masculine thing you can do. And I don't think that it's necessarily, it's not going out and chopping wood for 12 hours, to make money. That's not necessarily what I'm talking about. I mean, yeah, that's pretty masculine, but I think masculinity is more than that. I think being a man is more than that. It doesn't necessarily mean one thing or another. It just means that in some way or another, you're putting your family first, or just the people around you, you're putting them first, and you're putting yourself last. And obviously that goes within that goes with limitations, right? We don't want to be taken advantage of. That's kind of the other part of being masculine, is the ability to stick up for yourself and stick up for people that are weaker than you and smaller than you, and unable to do things, for a lot of people, older people, we got to take care of old people, we got to take care of young people, and we got to take care of weak people, and not because they are those things, but because the job needs to be done. And that's what it means to be a man. That's what we're here for. You know what I mean? And there's so many opinions and so many different things. I'm not saying to, bend over and let people walk all over you, but what I'm saying is to, stick up for somebody that's being bullied. I think that's a masculine thing to do. I think it's, masculine to hold the door open for people in general, but like specifically women and people that need the door held open. Like if there's a guy with a dolly loading fucking sodas into a gas station, like grab the door for the guy, you know? That's being masculine, you know? It's like even if it's inconvenient for you, it's, you know, you're helping somebody out and putting them first, you know what I mean? That thing that my friend said, family, friends, and self, that just it's rang with me, and I'm sure I'll get flack for it being so simple and oh no shit, you know what I mean? But you know, these are just my opinions, my thoughts, and kind of I guess how I feel about it and shit like that. I think that there's a lot of pressure on men to be one thing or to be another thing. You know, you got one guy telling you if you don't look like fucking, you know, a bodybuilder, you're not fucking manly. Or you got a guy telling people if you're not fucking blue collar and, you know, making this amount of money, like you're fucking a pussy or you're fucking not a man, you know what I mean? If you're working at a desk, you're not a man or something. And I think it's all bullshit. You know what I mean? I think it's all dumb shit. It's all for clout. It's all for fucking clicks. It's all for fucking money. It's all for something, right? To me, it's not that, like you don't have to change your lifestyle. I mean, I guess I take that back. You don't have to quit your job and get a job chopping wood for fucking 12 hours a day to be a man. You know what I mean? I think the men that really need to hear the shit that I'm saying now, it's like the work that you need to do, the change that you need to make is inside of you. You know what I mean? I think that's where it really starts with. I think it starts in your heart, you know what I mean? And in your soul, what it means to be a man. Like, I don't know, I've met some big motherfuckers that looked on the outside to be very manly, and guys you would think were fucking borderline superheroes or something, you know what I mean? Like just big fucking dudes that you would think were the most masculine men, and they're just the biggest fucking bitches, you know what I mean? I consider myself more manly than them because of the length I'm willing to go to, you know what I mean? Like I try to be as a man of service as possible without putting my self at risk of being like hurt or, you know, broke or shit like that, right? If I can, I feel like it's borderline my obligation to do so. You know what I mean? Like it happens to me all the time. And I'm not trying to brag. So for those of you that think that, fuck you. But a lot of times I'm at Home Depot all the time. I'm a general contractor. And so I'm in and out of hardware stores a lot. But I swear at Home Depot, it happens all the time. I'll be like kind of, you know, like boogie into my truck, gotta go in a hurry, fired up, and I like go to look up to drive, and there's like somebody in front of me loading something that like obviously they can't do it by themselves, and I could just fucking leave, right? I'm in my truck, it's on, I'm in gear, I could fucking let the clutch out and go, but every fucking time something stops me and says no, I can't. Like I have to give them a hand. There's no way that I can justify leaving right now. I'm not in that big of a hurry to let that person suffer, you know what I mean? And I never get anything from it, you know what I mean? But I guess maybe I get the satisfaction of knowing that I helped somebody. I love to help people. That's a big one for sure. And sometimes it's inconvenient to help people when you're fucking running short on time. But in those cases, you know, I always stop to do that. And I think that's the type of shit that the world needs more of. I think the world needs a lot more masculinity in it, for sure. I do. And I agree with a lot of people that say that. I don't necessarily agree with the type of masculinity that they are talking about. I mean, don't get me wrong. We need violent motherfuckers. We need violent people willing to kill and defend for this country. You know what I mean? I wear this flag on my shoulder proudly. And I'm thankful every day to the people that fight for this country. And that's real fucking shit, dude. Those motherfuckers, and I know some personally that have seen some shit that I couldn't even begin to imagine how I would be as a human if I had to see that. And they're some of the best people, some of the most amazing people I've ever met. Anyways, tangent. America needs more masculine men. And we definitely need violent motherfuckers to go and do the things that a lot of us won't go do because we want to sit here and have a nice life, which I'm grateful for as well. But in a nutshell, we just need more people willing to put family, friends, and then themselves in a priority list. And to remember, it's not about being the biggest, strongest, biggest beard, fucking. It's not about being any of that shit. It's about being a man in here and being able to fucking say to yourself in the mirror at night that you are the best man that you can be. You know what I mean? And it's as simple as that. I think, there are people with questions that don't know how to maybe operate as a human. I think, gender aside, I think there's people that have questions and they need to get help from people that are able to help people more than me. I'm just giving you little tips to think about or something, you know what I mean? But I think most of us know in our fucking hearts and souls, what it means or what we need to do to be a man. You know what I mean? And I think if we just remember, it's about being a man of service. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to be a man of service, and I think that's kind of an obligation that we have being men. We got think of it as a blessing. You know what I mean? We got blessed with big muscles and strong bones, and a lot of us did. And it's our responsibility to fucking hold the door open. You know what I mean? And work those lats or those biceps or whatever. It's kind of just a joke, but I'm kind of being real. We are the people that should do the heavier work. You know what I mean? If you have the ability to help somebody, why not help that person? Even if it is inconvenient to you. Inconvenience is small when it really comes down to just being a good human. You know what I mean? And really, in a nutshell, this whole conversation really isn't just about being a man. It's about being a good human. That's truly what the world needs more of right now, is just good humans. And it's got to be bad if I'm sitting here saying that to you. You know what I'm saying? I'm just kidding. But it is fucking horrible, so we better get to work. You know what I'm saying? We can, and I'll say it all the time because I really do believe it. I was hearing it. It's just, I hear it all the time. Not all the time. I just know it, and shit like that. But our country was founded by fucking kids in their early 20s, essentially. You know what I mean? And it's just crazy to think what kind of where we're at now and the type of shit that's going on now. And not that those men were great men 100% of the time, because I think no man can be, right? But I think they had their ways that they were great men. And they found a great country. And they founded a great country and started something really, really incredible. But we have a lot of work to do now, and we need to remember that we've had it pretty fucking easy for a long time, and sometimes hard shit has to be done. And as men, we should kind of gravitate towards being the ones to do hard shit so that other people don't have to. And I'm not saying, we all need to go fight in war. We all have our own purpose. But again, I'll always say it. Being a man comes from in here. Being a man isn't about how many people you've killed or how big your muscles are or how big your beard is. It's not about that. It's about in here, and it's about in here, dude. I'm telling you. And anybody argues with that, they're fucking insane. It's like I said, I've worked with the anomalies. I've worked with people who you would think were the most manly men in the world, and they become the biggest fucking bitches in times of chaos or in times of need. And it's just it's sad. It's sad to see. But then again, I've seen guys who you think, man, that kid's nothing more than a boy. He's nothing more than a boy. That boy right there. And that kid or that man ends up being proving you wrong and showing you just how much of a man he really is. And I'm not talking about violence or anything. Typically, I use work ethic kind of as my way of telling how much of a man someone is their work ethic. The ability to fucking, keep your mouth shut and work shows a lot, I think. And there's a lot of different aspects to that, but that's generally what I base my assessment off of. And I think, time, working with people for a long time will tell you, everything you need to know about a person and their personality. But anyways, guys, where are we at with this thing? Well, let's see. We got a couple minutes to kill. Yeah, edible's starting to kick in. I think that was the last little bit of serious talking that I could manage, because I'm getting pretty stoned here, and it's only gonna get worse. But I timed it about perfectly. I drank it like right before the podcast, thinking it'd start kicking in till near the tail end, and then I'd be able to go make dinner and work on the computer for a little bit. But yeah, anyways, guys, thanks for listening, man. If you made it this far, gonna try to upload as regularly as possible. For those of you who listen on Spotify, thank you. If you want to see a little extra content ever, there is our YouTube, where you can see all kinds of different shit that I'm doing. I'm gonna be probably doing some extra little bonus clips on there, like where it would be kind of podcast style, but more like just commentary or something. But I don't think I'm gonna post it to Spotify. I'm not sure yet, but I might. I don't know. But yeah, check out the YouTube. There's some extra other stuff on there, and yeah. Oh, YouTube. You can find us at, that's another thing. I gotta kind of dial these things in a little bit and get them all kind of consolidated. Because like obviously you get your podcast on Spotify, and it's searched by the name of the podcast. When you go watch it on YouTube, it's under my handle, which is L_G, which is EL_G_TV. And that's on YouTube and Instagram. I might change that. I don't know. I've been tossing around changing the name of the podcast too. I'm tossing around a silly one. I don't know. I like it, but also I've changed my mind a few times in the last few months on the name and stuff like that. But we'll see. If anybody has any opinions, drop it in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. Yeah, that's really about all I got. Next week, we're going to be reviewing my mystery juice. It's really simple. You guys are going to probably be like, what the fuck? We waited a week for that. But, gotta leave you guys hanging somehow. And, hopefully somebody comes back. But, it's good. It's like I said in the beginning, it's cost effective. Very efficient. A lot of times with things, I try to find the efficiency factor. Cost and efficiency are two things that'll get me. If it's like food, if like this, getting baked, like I feel like I've dialed it in to make it as efficient and cheap as possible. And so every now and then I have one of these drinks. But anyways, guys, that's about it. Yeah, I don't know what we're doing the next week's podcast on. I'm kind of taking it day by day with this thing, but there will be a next week. So stay tuned. If you like it, share it with your friends. If you like it, please click the like button. That would really help somewhere down yonder. And please subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Trying to grow this channel. This platform, I guess you could say, whether you're listening on Spotify or YouTube or Apple or whatever, we're just trying to grow the message, essentially. And so, yeah, share it with your people, please. That would be appreciated. And yeah, victory to everybody. Love you guys. Later.